So everyone says that you should be shooting in S-Log3. So in this video, we're gonna be testing out S-Log3 and S-Cinetone to actually see which picture profile you should be shooting in. So what is S-Log3 and what is S-Cinetone? S-Log3 is a flat picture profile to give you the maximum dynamic range, and S-Cinetone is a picture profile to give you the best look straight out of camera with no grading. So a good analogy is treat S-Log3 like a raw photo. You can put it in post and you can make all the fine adjustments that you want and really tweak the colors to the degree that you want them to be tweaked. With S-Cinetone, it's pre-baked in and it's kind of like what you see, what you get. You can make some adjustments, but not a lot. So let's talk about exposure for a bit, because the way that you're gonna expose S-Log3 versus S-Cinetone is completely different. So S-Log3, you're gonna overexpose by 1.3, 1.7, or 2+, because you wanna compensate for the noise and the shadows. And then for S-Cinetone, you're gonna properly expose your image for what you want. So what you see is what you get, because once you get into post, that's how your image is gonna exactly look. So for the next part of this video, I wanna see if you guys can guess which clip is S-Cinetone and which clip is S-Log3. And at the end, I'll reveal which one was which. Is S-Log3 always better quality? Not necessarily, but you are gonna have more dynamic range with S-Log3. So your quality is gonna be capped off on your camera. Like right now, I'm shooting an A7S III. So my quality is gonna be at 4K. But S-Log3 is gonna give me the most dynamic range, so when I get into post, I can really adjust and tweak this image to my liking. Does S-Log3 have more noise? Yes and no. If you properly expose S-Log3, then you won't notice it. But if you accidentally underexpose S-Log3, then yes, you will notice a lot of noise in the shadows. But with today's software, you can always add a noise reduction in post and it'll usually clean it up and it'll make it look really good. But it's always ideal that you expose S-Log3 properly, just so you have the best image. Can beginners shoot in S-Log3? And this is a really good question, because when I first started off, I had an A7 III and it could shoot S-Log, but I didn't gamble shooting with S-Log just because I didn't know how to properly expose it. So the answer to that question is, if you know how to properly expose S-Log3, which is usually in the metering, and you're gonna expose it by 1.3, 1.7, or 2+, then yes, you can shoot in S-Log3. But a more ideal way to properly expose it is learning waveforms and expose it using waveforms. Do clients usually notice the difference between S-Log3 and S-Cinetone? And the true answer is no, not really. They're not paying attention to the colors as we are as creators. And sometimes I even get myself caught into the nature of wanting to always shoot in S-Log3 and having the best image quality, but truthfully, my clients aren't gonna really notice it. As I said, if you properly expose these, it's gonna look really good and your client wouldn't notice a difference. So the question now becomes, which picture profile will you shoot in? S-Log3 is gonna give you the most dynamic range, and for me, I always shoot all my weddings in S-Log3 because I just want the most flexibility in post. But if you need a quick turnaround, you need something fast and reliable, then S-Cinetone is going to be your option. So in this video, I hope you figured out how to properly use S-Log3, and I hope it was super helpful. And I hope you got an insight on which picture profile you should use. So comment down below which picture profile you're using, and I'll see you guys in the next one.